Hi guys, Rushy here, and welcome back to I Wani that Gator, where we're just gonna jump right in. Last we left off, we were at our lovely friend's house with Olivia. The festivities continued even after the pizzas were finished, and we got to try her delectable pizza. Yeah, I forgot about that. I never have pizza often, but whoever this Mo fella is, hands down makes the best in town. Inside, Damien and Vinny decided to break out a plethora of different party games for us to play. No one bothered to keep track of time. We all were too enraptured by the pixelated entertainment before us, which is how I'd missed my last chance home. Mrs. Payne didn't look too upset, though. In fact, I think they expected me to spend the night again, especially with how Randy had been so quick to pull out some blankets and pillows for me. Aww. Both of the parents insisted I stay, and it's not like I could really realistically walk home. So once again, I'm staying over and currently sat at the foot of the couch with Olivia. We're both bundled up to stave off the chilly winter night. The soft growling purr that Olivia makes when she's content has become almost therapeutic to me. So, how you feeling? Better, thank you. For dragging me out here. I didn't know how much I needed it. I'm glad. I am glad, Olivia. Her palms are sweaty, knee sweet comes. Her palms wrap around my left hand, and she gives me a gentle smile, followed by a colossal yawn. You ready to hit the hay? She shakes her head. I don't want to go back to my room. I want to stay out here with you. Randy would probably kill me. I'll bite him back. Come on, I'll see you in the morning. Olivia yawns again, driving her to accept her need for sleep. After carrying Olivia to her room, I sleep on the couch once more, and as I lay out on that couch, passing through the past few days, the thoughts warp her into a dream. A beautiful dream. One in which Olivia and I both stood before that park fountain, making a happy wish for the future. Mornings in the Payne residence were lively, to say the least. Or maybe it's because it's a Saturday. That is to say, my weekend sleep schedule was cut far shorter than I would have liked, mostly by Damien's little brother landing feet first on my chest and knocking the air out of my lungs. Inky! It's the second time in a row. I sputter and sit up in an attempt to get back some precious oxygen. Vinny immediately sat on the pillow I had used. Morning, Vinny. A check of my phone says that it's 7:30. 4 hours too early. The TV flickers to life and Vinny starts flicking through the channels at a speed only he can comprehend. Morning, Inco. Sorry about the wake-up call. It's Vinny's favourite season. Winter? Hockey. Vinny shares loudly and I look to the screen to see a player being brutally slammed into the protective glass of the ice rink. Ah. Is Olivia up yet? Damien shrugs. Probably not. You guys were up pretty late last night. Plus, it's the weekend. Best to just let her sleep off the food coma. She'll come out of her room eventually. Fair enough. As much as I would enjoy sleeping in as well, Damien and Vinny have taken occupancy over my pseudo bed. There is the recliner just next to us, but I'm not going to defile what must be Randy's throne. Ew. I don't know why I defile. I guess, yeah. May as well stay up then, I guess. Mind if I get a bowl of cereal? Help yourself, amigo. At least I can check on any updates with my blogs. I head into the kitchen and make myself a bowl, being sure to add some sugar and honey from the condiment cupboard this time. Yeah, sure. Taking a seat at the table, I begin scrolling through my phone's feed while shoveling cereal into my mouth. I'm barely a minute in before I realize that I'm not even reading anything on my phone screen. There are words, but they aren't saying anything. Just paragraphs of probably fake personal events and vague calls to action. Have they always been this vapid? I decide to finish my breakfast without any literary TV static distracting me. Afterwards, I rejoin Damien and Vinny in the living room, both of whom are absolutely enthralled by the hockey game playing on the TV. With every hit at the puck or rogue shoulder check, the brothers explode with either excitement or devastation. The two also take turns assaulting me with more hockey trivia than I'll ever be able to use, particularly about Vinny's favourite goalie. And then he got into a fight with the entire hockey team and was transferred to this one. He's great. He's not that great. You just like him because he gets into the most fights. Yes! You sure like the sport. Heck yeah! The games are just my kind of thing. That guy that's up right now is also cool. He's... Are you freaking kidding me? Oh, that's a load of bull. Why did McDonald get the penalty? That guy sucks. Oh shit. I just forget the mum's voice.
Vinny, language. Sorry. Vinny, tell him about your collection. I got all the bobbleheads for this team. Let me show you.
Does he actually like the sport or just the constant brawling?
Is there really that much of a difference?
Yeah.
Jokes aside, yeah, he actually likes it despite the ice. We should play some street hockey sometime once it warms up. You up?
Not if it's this chaotic.
Relax. There's protective gear you can use.
That's not the
Here they are!
The young boy dumps an armful of beaten up plastic figures into my lap. Oh. Wow, that's a lot. Vinny grins as he takes each of the wobbly-headed figures and gives me a brief explanation of who exactly they are.
This bruiser here, he's known for his mean right hook. Oh, and...
With descriptions like that, I'm absolutely sure I'd rather sit out any game involving Vinny. Soon enough, I feel a distinct vibration in my pocket. Pulling out my phone again, I check my notifications to see a text message from Olivia. Ding ding, room service. Come drag me out of bed. Figured she'd need help. After all, there's no way she's dragging herself anywhere with that knee. I excuse myself from the living room and head towards Olivia's room, with Damien giving me an approving nod. Ooh. The brotherly nod of approval. Sorry, they're not... They're kind of cousinly. I make sure to knock twice before letting myself in. Morning, sleepyhead. Morning, stupid head. With Olivia's wounded knee, carrying her is even more difficult than before. I hate to admit it, but I almost dropped her at least twice on the way. Thank Raptor Jesus for Coach Solly's training. But at last, we're here.
Welcome back to the land of the living. Morning, Olivia.
Olivia, eyes still closed, mumbled out what sounds like a good morning as I set her down on the couch. How you feeling? Alright, I guess. Still a bit groggy. What about you? What about, pat my knee, which Olivia seems to pick up on. Oh, right. Feels a bit better. Tingly feeling's gone, but it still looks swollen. We might need to redress it then. Hopefully it should be more manageable by Monday. By the way, what did you do with the ice pack? Oh, Guts is using it as a waterbed. Sure hope it doesn't pop. Stagnant ice pack water sounds terrible to be in. Damien and Vinny start shouting in victory as the home team gets the final score.
What a slap shot! Heard the excitement in the room? Watching hockey again?
Sophia settles herself onto the recliner, opening up her laptop.
Oh, the school's weekly newsletter just came in. Turn down the volume, Damien. Sure thing. Alright, first it says there's a basketball game this Friday against the Tail Spikes. In preparation for finals, tutoring will be open after school for everyone that needs it. Damien. I got it covered, Mum. Liz is helping me out. I hope so. Senioritis won't be tolerated here. Oh, this is interesting. To all our students, you are invited to St. Hammond High School's 201M 2023 BC Winter Formal.
Winter Formal? Winter Formal? Damien yawns and stretches his arms behind his back.
Yeah, some event for seniors. They got every year. Basically a dance, but more fancy. It's like the biggest event of the year. Next to graduation or prom or whatever.
I don't think any of my previous schools ever did something like this. Just regular dances. We called ours a formal.
Immerse yourself in the serene beauty of the wintry night sky with music, food, entertainment, and much more. We will also be hosting a special memorial for one of St. Hammond's finest teachers who has recently passed, Mr. Trent Iadkin.
Shoot, that's going to be tough to see.
The event will take place at the Volcaldera Convention Centre on Friday, December 15th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets for the Winter Formal are now on sale online or in Miss Prockling's class in room 211. $15 for one and $30 for couples.
Wow, they don't even get a discount?
Please read our event dress code to know what will and will not be allowed for the formal. Have a great weekend. Go Feathertails. Well, it seems like you three have something to look forward to next month.
Mrs. Payne closes her laptop with a smile and sets it aside.
Mum, it's about that time.
She gasps and checks the clock on the wall.
I nearly forgot. Vinny, get your kimono on. I'll start the car.
How do I say that? Gee? I think it's G.
It's called a G, Mum. I'll probably be running some errands while he's at karate practice, so I'll be out until dinner.
I'm sure Vinny didn't mean to karate chop my throat as he got up. He's just eager to get to class. The back rub from Olivia helps to clear my airway quicker at least.
Well then.
Damien switches on some game and slumps in his familiar position in the recliner in mere seconds. I don't even know how he keeps track of the blur of colours on screen. I feel like it's going to give me a seizure if I look too hard.
So, you two are going together and smooching, right?
A powerful crushing force attempts to pulverize my fingers into mulch. Oh my god, Damien, you can't just start a conversation like that. Olivia's hand relents and leaves my palms feeling tender and weak.
Relax. I'm joking. Sorta. Your arm's around her shoulder and all.
When did that get there? I go to remove it, but Olivia holds on tight. Yeah, well, you plan on going to the winter formal with Liz?
Hell yeah. Why wouldn't I?
That was a fast answer. He shrugs.
Well, the formal... I don't... well, I mean, I'm still stuck at home, you know.
Crap, yeah. You know when you'll get a replacement chair?
Could be a week. Could be longer. Mail system around here's annoying.
Jeez. Hey, I'll come visit every day after school.
Oh, thanks.
Still, that's at least a week of her not stepping foot outside. Damien was only half joking about us going to the winter formal, and that's definitely a good idea. But first... Hey, Olivia. When you get your wheelchair back, you can go anywhere. Where do you want to go?
Anywhere.
Wait, so you're asking me out? She falls eerily silent as she turns her head towards me, eyes wide open. Yeah, I'm asking you out on a date. I'll take you wherever you like. Olivia's mouth opens and closes while she looks at me in astonishment. Olivia, are you okay? Oh! I find myself trying not to laugh. Olivia threw herself at me in the strongest hug I'd ever felt. Her arms and even her tail wrapped around me, pressing me tightly against her as she laughs in that cute gremlin giggle of hers. We've done it again, fam! We've done it again! We've hugged the gator! And while that giggling is infectious, my face is pressed against Olivia's ample bosom. Oh! Oh!
Come on, you guys, get a room!
No, too happy. Getting a little hard to breathe now. Gosh, this is the first good thing to happen in forever. I can't even move my arms. Olivia's caught them against my own sides. Wait, she's shifting. We're on our sides now, and I can finally pull my head up enough to take in some air. So, whoa!
Ah, sweet, death roll.
Ah, so that's what happened. She's being death rolled. Ah, so that's what's happening. As I feel myself flipped over Olivia for a split second, and then I'm back to being beneath her. And then back again with just enough time to breathe. Olivia, we haven't even decided where to go. I feel like I'm on some kind of personal carnival ride, being spun wildly around the crossed living room and floor in Olivia's arms. It's fun, but very, very dizzying. I'd just throw up. When the gator finally tires herself out, I find myself laid atop her. And while I should feel very embarrassed about a compromising position, aww, I'm grinning ear to ear looking down at my equally happy and lighthearted girlfriend beneath me.
You good, Inco? Pretty wild response. You just asked where a date would be.
Doesn't matter. Her voice shrinks enough so that even as close as I am to her, I can barely make it out. I was hoping for so long. Oh, Olivia! Seeing that gentle smile of hers, it sets my heart aflutter. So, where do you want to go?
You decide. I got nothing.
Me. Somewhere I can take Olivia to really show her a good time. How about a picnic? See if it warms up a bit and check out some of the more scenic places around. Val Caldera is beautiful. I want to explore it a bit.
So do I.
For a brief moment, the connection between Olivia and I feels stronger than ever as we stare into each other's eyes until she goes right back into keeping me in her warm, scaly embrace. I thought it was going to be like she goes right back into fucking death rolling. Sure, it was right in the middle of the living room with Damien still present, but none of that matters to me. Aww. The rest of our day was spent in that living room playing more games on the old TV. Hours flew by and Olivia kept switching up games. I think she was trying to find something that I would particularly enjoy, or at least be good at. Shame then that I seem to have been born lacking any gaming talents at all. We all still had fun at least. When the sun began to set though, I decided I should head home. I needed a shower and change of clothes, and both of Damien's parents were still out. Felt bad when I left Damien's place that night, or rather, I felt bad looking at Olivia as I walked away from his house. It only grew worse as I went from the metro to my quiet neighborhood and ultimately our empty home. Seeing the small pile of letters at the front door made me realize what that feeling was. Loneliness. Maybe I should have just waited to ask the Paynes if I could have spent the entire weekend. If I did that, would I be overstaying my welcome? I don't want to abuse their hospitality after all. Yeah, but now you're in your sad house again. Ping! Withdrawing my phone from my pocket, I see that Olivia just sent me a new doodle. What the fuck? Come in tomorrow? Well, I can handle a little loneliness for now. Sure. Kicking my door closed, I head for my computer so I can continue talking to her online. Oh yeah, sick digs. I lose track of how much time we spend instant messaging and sharing videos, but by the time I check my computer's clock, I realize it's past midnight. Just a bit. I didn't even go through my typical routine of checking for updates to my forums and blogs. Shoot, I'm gonna be exhausted tomorrow. Totally worth it. Worth it. The next few days went very similar to the first. Visiting the Payne residence and hanging out with Olivia's family became my new routine after school. On Monday, I got around to shoveling the snow off of the driveway like Randy had asked me for. It was laborious to do, but it felt good to get it done. Felt even more rewarding when Randy thanked me with some sashimi he mentioned during the weekend. Eventually, I'd gotten in the habit of leaving sticky notes for my parents, letting them know where I was. Not that they care too much as long as I'm home by bedtime. I won't lie, spending most of my afternoons watching Vinny and Damien yell at the TV wasn't particularly entertaining, but Olivia's presence was enough for me. On Friday though, while Vinny and Damien were preoccupied by a foam sword duel in the backyard, I decided to plan for our date. The weather that weekend was supposed to be warm, and I managed to convince Olivia that this would be our last chance for a real picnic. That only leaves the location. We've been arguing well into the night over text, trying to decide where to go. I think the beach would be nice. No way, the marine layer will screw with the weather. How about we go back to the arcade? Seriously, that place smelled horrible. You're right. There's nowhere worth going in Volcaldera Bluffs anyway. Volcaldera Bluffs, huh? Does Volcaldera actually have bluffs? Yeah, dummy. The place was named after them. Have you ever seen them? No. Sounds perfect then. But those are ages away. Come on, it'll be fun to get away from home for a bit. Fine. I'll be over in the morning then. Okay, sure. Night-night. Yay! I let my phone rest on my bed as I smiled to myself. I have to look up where exactly the bluffs are in the morning, but I'm sure they'll look nice. And if not, well, there ought to be something exciting there. After researching our destination and getting dressed, I did one last check of myself to make sure I hadn't forgotten anything, like my 6 shades. Wallet, phone, water bottle, extra sunglasses? Yeah! Written instructions for the metro lines we'd have to take. I'm officially ready to go. Before I leave, I make sure to leave a sticky note on the fridge to let my parents know where I'll be. Maybe they'll finish watching daytime television in time to see it before I get home. It's only a short trip to the closest station to Olivia's neighborhood, and a short walk from there to her house. The Paynes place is as welcoming as ever. It's starting to feel a bit like a second home by now. In the chilled weather, the yard's growth has slowed, but it's starting to peek through the thin layer of snow. I hope I'm not commissioned to mow now too. Should let Olivia know I'm here. I'm here, you ready? I'll be out in a minute. Is the door unlocked? No, don't come in yet. What? Just stand by the curb and be ready. This is gonna be so cool. Oh boy. I stand by the curb as instructed, facing the door. After a moment, it swings open and... whoosh! A green blur shoots out the door directly for me. I know better than to flinch. Olivia's tail slams the ground and breaks her to a halt with a stylish skid. You're here! I am. And it looks like you finally got your wheelchair. Yeah, came in just yesterday. I didn't want to tell you to make it a surprise. Here's that new wheelchair smell. Dummy. While it looks the same, I do notice how it's lacking all the old scarring her original one had. So, did you hear it? Hear what? Exactly. I can sneak up on you now. In your dreams. So you ready for our date? There's a sudden rush of jittery nerves in my chest. It is my first time taking someone out on a date. Trying to rationalize it still doesn't help my nervousness though. Yeah, I'm ready. She looks at me with a timid smile, hands held together as she tilts her head slightly. She's wearing a new floral hair clip. Come to think of it, it's the first time I've ever seen her accessorize. That hair clip looks cute, Olivia. Aww. It's so cute. Nothing like first love. Then it all goes downhill. No, just kidding. The worry in her grin melts away into a fully joyous smile. Thank you, Inco. Which also helps to ease my own. With my renewed confidence, I step around Olivia and go to grab handlebars. Oh, wait. You've been out all week. You probably don't need any help.
No, it's fine.
Her tail takes my wrist and guides my hand to the handle.
I don't mind at all.
Alright, to the metro station. That's called fucking character growth, guys.
Yes, please.
With Olivia in tow, our date begins. First date? Oh, damn. On the metro, I'm lucky enough to be able to find my normal seat. She's blinking at me. Olivia folds the seat up and places herself right next to me. Something's different. Oh wow, Christmas lights. I swear they start setting up earlier every year. They fucking do. It was September this year. It's literally still September. And it was like the start of September they started bringing out fucking Christmas lights in the grocery store. And I just want them to let me have Halloween. Let me have Halloween. Then we can do November, December, Christmas. Why is that so difficult? Is capitalism taking over this much that people are like, we need to buy early. I need to get my September fucking Christmas lights up. I do understand I live in Australia and not everyone here celebrates Halloween, but I do, and I get a bunch of trick-or-treaters down my street who love coming and seeing the house, so, you know, fuck Christmas. I love Christmas too. I love decorating for Christmas as well, don't get me wrong. I enjoy most holidays. I just enjoy decorating. I do it for Easter, I do it for Christmas, I do it for Halloween, I do it for St. Patrick's Day. Less so decorations. Well, no, I do. But we all dress up. And usually we go to the parade in the city. I don't know. I love holidays. I just wish that they stayed to the designated times of the year. Rant over. The white fluorescence of them, combined with the dim lighting of the metro's lights, gives the cabin a more cozy feeling. I feel my photographer's instinct kick in, but quickly remember that I didn't bring my camera. Soon enough, the whole city will be covered in holiday stuff by the end of the weekend. The mental image of a twinkling Volcaldera at night is a pleasing thought. There'll definitely be some photo-worthy shots during that time. What do you think of all of it? The decorations? I like them. Why wouldn't I? Yeah, but what's your favourite? I think wreaths look pretty nice on the lampposts. And I like all the crappy snowmen and snow angels in people's yards. I've always wanted to make my own. What about the mistletoe? Yeah. Shut up, you. Actually, I'm curious. Are there any DINO-specific traditions that you guys celebrate during the winter season? Olivia cocks an eyebrow at my question. Hey, I didn't know you guys celebrated under summer, so I'm just curious if there's other Saurian-centric holidays I don't know about. Nope, just Christmas or whatever holiday people celebrate around this time. This is a good point. Have I ever seen another fucking human in this area? There's probably no dedicated one out of spite in the cold. That's fair. Now I can't help but think of doing some ice skating with Olivia. Surely there's wheelchair access for it, right? I look down at Olivia's wheelchair to imagine how it would work, when something interesting catches my eye. There's a small compartment underneath her seat, almost like a cubbyhole, with some things inside it. What's that? Oh, I decided to bring my sketch pad with me. You know, since it was my first time going to the bluffs, I wanted to draw out the scenery while we're there. Maybe I shouldn't have? Huh? No, that's completely fine. I was just thinking how I should have brought my camera for the same reason, so I'm glad one of us came prepared. As long as we enjoy our time there, that's all that matters. You're right. And that is exactly right. Dates don't have to be fancy as long as you enjoy each other's company. Plus, going to Bluff sounds amazing. I would love to do that. I do enjoy a good hike. Although, I imagine that would be difficult being in Olivia's condition. But you'd like to think they would have some wheelchair access friendly, like, I guess, yeah, lookouts and things. Olivia takes hold of my hand as she rests her head on my shoulder. Eventually, the metro arrives at our destination. After disembarking the train and leaving the station, my digital map indicates the park is still about a block away. As we make our way there, we soak in the sights of this area of Volcaldera. Just like Olivia predicted, many of the surrounding buildings are getting decorated for the holiday season. Yay! I've never been around these parts of the city before, only seen them on car trips. So this is a first for both of us. I can only imagine what it'll look like once all of this is set up. Yeah, maybe we could come back here to visit once it is. I like the sound of that. I do. We enter into the park's main parking lot. Looks like there's a decent amount of people here this evening, which is surprising given that it's still relatively chilly. Then again, such a prominent landmark in the city would still draw in a crowd, even with certain weather conditions.
Ooh, there's some food trucks.
That'll cover the picnic part. Looks like they've got a decent variety of things. Tacos, sandwiches, chicken. You didn't bring picnic food, Inco? Shoot, looks like they all have a bit of a line to them. Plenty of time to do other stuff. Not very hungry yet anyway. Glancing around, there's a few gaps in the tree line with trails heading into them. I'd wager they're nature trails, maybe birdwatching ones? Do you want to try one of those trails? Olivia looks almost disappointed as she glances between me and the food trucks. We could grab a snack first before we head in if you want. She simply shakes her head. I can wait. Plus, I don't want any arm cramps on the trail. Alright then, let's go. And it better be fucking wheelchair friendly. I'll be mad if it isn't. Olivia and I head toward the sign indicating where the trail begins, leisurely walking across the dirt path. The mood is somewhat dampened by the hikers to our front and back, but it doesn't make the natural landscape any less calming. Honestly, I wasn't sure you'd agree to this. What? A date? No, the hike. You don't seem very interested in nature. Well, yeah. This is exactly what I was talking about. Well, I normally wouldn't, since a lot of places outside of the city aren't built for people like me. But I thought it'd be nice if you were here. My heart flutters for a second. I'm glad to hear you say that. I think it's a nice break from how busy everything else is out here. It's just you and the world, isn't it? I think it's a nice break from how busy everything else is. Out here, it's just you and the world, isn't it? Yeah, I can see that. You plan on sketching out any landscapes? I was planning to before we got here, but I think it'd take too long. Just a sketch then. I'll think about it. We continue for another few minutes admiring the passing scenery. There's less hikers than before. I'd noticed them hanging back for pictures or moving faster ahead, but that was a while ago now. It's just us and the trees. You think any of the others are into this sort of thing? The others? Liz, Damien? Nah, probably not. Unless it's community service or something. Liz wouldn't be interested. And Damien's only interested in setting ants on fire with a magnifying glass. Something wrong? No, I just imagined Mia driving a tractor for some reason. Pfft, seriously? Yeah. You think she could pull off the farmer look? I refuse to imagine that. Regardless, a mental image of the burgundy wearing bruiser in overalls and a straw hat invades my head. I hate you. Shaking the thought from my head, I look around to reacquaint myself with the trail. Something's off. This place is quieter than I thought it would be. That's how the woods are, city boy. We live 15 minutes apart. Yeah, I like it quiet. It's nice to not have anybody to worry about. No Mia, no Ben, no Prockling, no Scalar. We have the whole world to ourselves, so nobody else can ruin that. That's a good way of looking at it. I pat Olivia on the shoulder and she lets out a low groan as she rests her head against my hand. Are you tired already? No, just enjoying us. Oh, if it wasn't a cloudy day, I think my face was starting to get burnt. Another several minutes later and we're still going strong. You still doing okay? Yeah, I'm still good. It's still a bit surprising to me how your arms don't just give way from pushing yourself so often. Well, when you've done it for as long as I have, you start building a tolerance for it. And you've done it for a while, hey? As long as I can remember. Olivia? Ah, crap. What the hell? I turn to face her, looking at the source of the sound. The wheel on her chair is stuck in an indentation in the trail, and she's struggling to push herself out. Love the chair. Without a word, I quickly step behind her and grab her handlebars, helping Olivia push herself from the natural trap. Thanks, Inco. But what was that? I'm not sure. I take a closer look at the trail to investigate. The indentation that Olivia got caught in extends across the entirety of the trail. It almost looks like a tire track? I think you got stuck on a tire track. What's a tire track doing on a hiking trail? Maybe somebody got lazy. This place is supposed to be pedestrian traffic only. I feel a wave of nervousness overcome me as I glance around the breadth of the trail. When's the last time we saw a sign? Aren't there supposed to be maps around to tell us where we are? Where's everybody else? The realization dawns on me. I have no idea where we are. Huh? Dude, seriously? I thought you planned this whole thing. I thought we were following the signs. Well, we need to find out where we are. I don't want to die out here. The trail has to lead somewhere, right? If we keep going, we'll find something. Can't we turn back? and risk getting turned around more? We can't be too far from something. Just follow the tracks. Okay, I trust you. You shouldn't. He didn't even plan the hike very well. With a heavy sigh, I lead the march along the trail we're on. There's probably some kind of service road for park rangers or maintenance workers who keep the trail safe. If that's the case, we're bound to run into something or somebody that can guide us in the right direction. For every minute that we keep looking for a sign of salvation, the darker it gets. Olivia suggested that I use my phone to find the right directions, but the lack of bars throws away any means of traversal guidance. Though I keep reassuring Olivia that we'll get out eventually, there's a tinge of worry that's beginning to grow in the pit of my stomach. The last thing I want to do is spend a night in the woods. At best, I know that as long as I have my phone's compass, we won't be moving in circles. So westward we are bound, following the trail at a more cautious pace. It's as we crest a blind turn north that we finally hear salvation. Why, hey there. Oh, thank Raptor Jesus, finally, another living being. The scruffy-looking gent looks to be a park ranger. You two lost? Yeah, we sort of got mixed up on the trails and couldn't find any maps. Uh-huh, sounds about right. Happens all too often around here. Anywho, I'm assuming you two are looking for a particular sight to see. I just said earlier that we hadn't seen another human in a while, and now here there is... Look at this guy. Yeah, do you know the way? He hums in thought for a moment with his head sweeping left and right. Finally, the ranger smiles and points at a particular path, just wide enough for Olivia's chair. That one there will lead you to the best view here. Then all you need to get back is take any trail east. They all branch off near the park. Thank you so much, sir. Don't mention it, and call me Ranger Teddy. Thanks, Ranger Teddy, you sick. Taking the ranger's decorations? Oh my god. Thanks, Ranger Teddy, you're awesome. Taking the ranger's why do I keep saying decorations? Taking the ranger's directions. We go down the narrow pathway. The thin pathway continues on for another 30 minutes and ultimately leads to a secluded table and railing. And the most breathtaking view. Olivia gasps as her eyes peer over the protective rail and takes in the vista that is the bluffs. Over the edge, I can see a number of branches jutting from the cliff face, and past that, the ocean laps at the base of the bluff. While I look below us, Olivia's eyes lock onto something further away. I follow her eyes and... Whoa. I'm really regretting my camera now. Because what I see is a 1 in a million shot. Taking a spot on the rickety wooden table, I feel it grown beneath me. This spot must be one of the less trekked to. The stuff here is in such disrepair. Knowing that, I feel that the spot is more private. Like our own little view of old Caldera. Hey, Inco. Yeah? She holds up a sketch pad, giving me the sweetest pitiful look. Do we have the time to... Oh yeah, of course. I'm sure we can manage to get back as long as the sun is still up. Her smile radiates with the power of 1,000 suns, and her hands quickly flip the pad open to a fresh page and starts on the sketch. Compared to her deliberate strokes when painting or doing calligraphy, her sketch pencil moves in quick, rapid strokes. Her head is constantly moving between the page and the cliff view, and her eye carries an ember in it, akin to when we'd gone to the arcade. As Olivia is engrossed with drawing the beautiful bluffs, I'm engrossed by the beautiful girl's drive to create. Still, time passes and the sun slowly moves lower and lower. A cool gust of ocean air blows over us and I see the shiver run through Olivia. Checking the time, it's only about 4 o'clock. I curse the short winter days because Olivia is out of time. Olivia. Almost done. The page is almost fully used, showing a very rough duplicate of the cliffside she'd been focused on. Her final touch was to add a simple signature in the only blank space she had left, holding the full drawing up in triumph. Wow. I know, right? The sheer smugness radiating from her grin lasts for all of a minute. Wiped away by another ocean breeze that makes both of us shiver. Even her nose scrunches up in irritation as she sniffles heavily. God, that's an aggressive sneeze. Holy shit, that sounded like a fucking shotgun. Especially as it bounces off the cliff wall. I think she even managed to spook the seagulls nesting in the branches down below. Bless you. She grumbles her thanks as she wipes at her irritated nose. You okay? Yeah. She sniffles again. Sea air just sucks. The atmosphere is cooling rapidly too. We should get going then. Some warm food would be good. Not yet. When she sees my questioning look, she continues. I want to see the sunset first. You sure? That means we'll have to take the path back in the dark. It'll be fine. As proof, she shines her phone's flashlight at me. Alright then. Instead of going back to the bench, I stand beside her at the guardrail. Slowly the sun starts to dip as if sinking into the sea. And it's getting orange. Just watching the natural world move on. Simply me, Olivia, and the wonderful view in our little private spot. Fingers gently wrap around my hand and I reciprocate until our palms are interlocked. I'm sweaty. At last the sun crests the horizon completely, the last ray of light illuminating Olivia's tiny smile. Yay! Thanks to Ranger Teddy's directions, finding our way back to where we started our hiking journey was easy, even if it was a bit too dark for comfort. Eventually we make it back to the parking lot, just as the street lamps were turning on. When we return to the main area of the park, it's also gotten a lot less crowded. Some of the food trucks have called it a day and left as well. We're not cutting it close to the last metro home, right? Yeah, the last one will be in another hour or so. Phew, I was worried I was taking too long. Then we'd have to stay overnight, alone in the wilderness. I want to check out those food trucks now. Here. Looks like some of the food trucks are still around, probably to draw in the late night crowd. And there's practically no lines for them either. Neat. Let's see, what sounds good to eat right now? What are you craving, Liv? Olivia? I glance over to see that she's looking over to a nearby playground. Looks a bit derelict, having endured the outside elements for who knows how long. Something catching your eye? It's just that I haven't been on a swing in ages. Really? Back when I was little, yeah. Whenever Damien's family took me to the park with them. Then I sort of stopped. Safety concerns and all that crap. I'm sure the trucks will be here for a while longer. Would you like to try it? Are you sure? I mean, it's getting pretty late. Come on, we've got time. Okay, let's do it. Olivia wheels herself back towards the small play area of the park. I follow right behind, taking the short walk to examine the metal structure. The swing set looks rough, to say the least. The support bar's paint is cracking off, showing the heavy rust beneath. The chains are crusty, covered in sparse remnants of safety tubing, and the seats, they're so loose and wobbly I fear the entire thing would fall apart if even Vinny sat in it. Olivia, are you sure? Hold it steady, would you? I grasp the chains to hold the plastic seat in place while Olivia hops over into it. The metal and plastic groan momentarily as Olivia settles herself in. She moves her tail aside so it doesn't smack into me. Well, aren't you gonna start pushing? Oh, right. Olivia snickers for a moment as I place my hands on her back. You gotta push her, Inco. With a gentle yet firm push, Olivia begins swinging. It's a rhythmic motion now, to and fro. With every instance of her swinging back towards me, I push her with a bit more force to increase her momentum. Eventually, Olivia starts pivoting her tail to maintain her movement, meaning I no longer have to assist her. So I position myself in front of her to watch as she swings like a pendulum. The creaking of metal becomes a simple white noise as I look on at her with ease. The cool night breeze and the swing's movements gently ruffle Olivia's hair. With a cherubic smile, Olivia's eyes close as she loses herself to the simple enjoyment of swinging through the air. To see Olivia having a moment where all her cares are gone, where there's no troubles or drama consuming her, to see her truly at peace, it's an image worth 1,000 words, and one I hope to never forget. After a while, I sit beside her on the accompanying swing. Say, Olivia. Yeah? Her voice is a soft whisper of contentment. What are you thinking? I'm thinking about today. It was nice. Really nice, Inco. Thank you for taking me here. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was worried. Don't be. How could I not? It's my first date. Inco. Yeah? About the formal. Oh, do you not want to go? Olivia's eyes open and I can see them tremble. I want to go. It's just... Yadikin's memorial. Oh. It's tricky leaning to the side, but I managed to place my hand on her shoulder for emotional support. I understand, Olivia. Whatever you want to do, I'll support you. Her fingers ring together. I know you will, Inco. So, could you support me during the eulogy, too? My hand cups her cheek tenderly and I give her my most reassuring smile. Of course, Olivia. Her eyes close once more and she leans into my hand, nuzzling against it. You two should kiss, she sighs pitifully as I draw away but still smiles. Thanks, Inco. I think I'm ready to go now. Yeah, you gotta get to those food trucks. Fucking hungry. I nod gently and offer a hand to Olivia, helping her off the swing set and into her wheelchair. We hold hands as we begin heading towards the exit, at least until Olivia needs her hand to help push herself. I guess things won't ever really be normal, but I'm okay with that. We grabbed our dinner from the taco truck, savoring the spiced meats on flour tortillas on the go. The walk to the metro isn't long, and before we know it, we're back on the train and racing back home. The ride back isn't particularly eventful, and it doesn't look like there's many people in the cabin with us. We both take the opportunity to admire the cityscape, especially now that it's reflected against the red and purple streaks that cover the sky. 45 minutes later, Olivia and I share a hug before she departs the train and starts to make her way home. I watch her from the window of the metro as it takes off, and as her form disappears from my view, I feel an overwhelming sense of relief. That went really well. I hope she'll be okay for tonight without me there. Maybe I'll ask Damien to keep an eye on her for me. I should stop worrying so much. She'll be okay. I'm sure of it. Yeah, I think she'll be fine. All right, I'm going to leave it here. We did our first date with Olivia. Huh? Finally. And it sounds like we've got a formal to prepare for and go to. I'm super keen for that. Gotta see everyone in their fancy little outfits, hopefully. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you get to play many, many games. I hope you get to eat many, many tacos. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!